gosh, hello.
Hello.
I think I almost forgot how to do this show.
Hello.
And we're done. We'll see you next week. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back at Urban Mo's, which is getting ready to go through a big old renovation pretty soon.
Well, I haven't been away from here too terribly much.
Well, girl.
I'm just saying for the record.
So we literally have not done this show for over 2 months. This is our first day back since the middle of June. And I think that entire time I saw you once or twice. And they were all within the past week.
That is true.
Yeah.
I saw you a week ago, Thursday.
A week ago today.
And then I saw you
Monday.
At the pool party.
For Labor Day, which I was like, what? What the hell are you doing
Well,
now?
I told you the story.
Yes, I know.
Because Todd and Bruno are always so sweet and they always invite me to their parties, and then I never go. Because...
Which it seems to me like would be really easy for you to go, because it's right there where Luna is.
Busy. I know. But I usually get busy with Luna or, you know, yada, 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 so I don't go. And then... So the last two parties they had, they didn't invite me.
Oh yes, because once you don't go a couple of times, you don't get an invite.
Right. And so I sent Bruno a lovely note. Very humbling note.
Very humbling.
And then he sent back a very humbling reply.
Uh-huh.
And then I saw him out one night, and I'm like, please invite me, I swear I'll come, I promise you. And so then that was, you know, this was the next party after that, and so there was no way I was not going to go because, well.
And you did arrive, and we were all very pleasantly surprised, and at least 10 people there were like, what?
Yes,
that's Ophelia?
Yes, they were.
But I thought it was hysterical, but
yeah.
What do them queens know?
They totally, everyone buys.
What?
What I liked is at one point I was sitting near the food table, surprise, and somebody was talking to someone and they go, hey, do you know that Ophelia's here? So I didn't do that.
That's what I would have done.
So the friend I was talking to, he looked at me and he goes, no, where is she? And they're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
So
were they looking for a wig?
So I did this.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Girl, you cannot open your mouth at people that low.
Well, did you notice I don't talk a lot?
No, you don't. We talk in the smoking corner, in the corner of shame.
Yes. Yes. So no, I don't talk a lot when I go to those.
Correct. Yes, yeah. I noticed.
But it was a lovely party.
Yes, it was.
I heard. I don't want to, start any rumors or anything. But I guess it converted to a more clothing optional party.
An adult-oriented entertainment enclave.
At like 8.
Well.
Were you still there?
That would not surprise anyone.
Were you there?
No. We left literally probably 15 minutes after you did.
Oh. I had to go.
Yeah. We had to go too. We wanted to go.
It was a great party though.
It was, and it was a beautiful day.
There was so many people there.
Yeah. And well, that's what everybody was saying. It was quite a different crowd than normally goes because there was about 50% more people there that everybody was like, oh wait, who are all these people?
Who are these people? Yeah. And more importantly, where's Ophelia?
Where's Ophelia? I just love it. Well, that was also the day that you told me, which I was very delighted to see, your new creations that you've been making.
I have. I've just been sewing like crazy.
And I'm like, what in the hell?
No.
Okay, so did you buy this sewing machine from your favorite Chinese website?
No. I've had the sewing machine for a couple of years.
Okay.
Because, I don't use top sheets, on my bed.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm very European.
You're very European. Just a duvet?
So I use duvet. So I I made a bunch of duvet covers. So I have the sewing machine to make duvet covers.
Okay.
And, you know, I made like curtains and, you know, domestic kind of stuff. Pillowcases. You know, just stuff for around the house.
And then?
And then I was at Half Court one day, and I'm like, I could probably make a dress. And so...
Out comes the dress form.
Well, no, because this was all a process.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I wonder if I could. So I went to the fabric store and got cheap fabric, not, you know, good fabric, because...
It was practice.
Yeah. And I made a dress that actually turned out very cute, and I wore it out, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is so cute. So, yeah. And then I was, you know, doing my morning Craigslist ritual, where I read Craigslist, have my coffee, smoke a cigarette, go through the misconnections, you know, the rants and raves, all of that. And then I just was like typed in dress form, and there was like a used dress form for like $50. And I'm like, you know, because they're expensive. Normally they're, you know, like $200 and up. So I'm like, well, I think I'm going to get one and try it, you know, because it makes a huge difference.
Right.
So I went and bought it for $50. And then, now I've made like 5 dresses.
I was going to say, it seems like you've made like an entire new wardrobe.
Yeah.
Well, I'd asked if this was one, and you said no, it's not. But
no, I made like 5 dresses, a couple skirts, a pair of pants.
I was highly impressed.
Well, I've sewn more since I've seen you. I have a couple more little dresses.
So now you're officially ready for RuPaul's Drag Race?
No. Well, now I could, but I'm still not going on there.
Because you ain't performing. You're not lip syncing for your life.
For my life. No, and I'm about community. They don't very much seem to be about community. So that's all I'm going to say on that.
Got it. Well, we should catch up on what we've been doing while we've been away. What have you been doing while you've been away?
Well, I'll give you 3 guesses.
The river.
Yes.
The river.
Yes.
The river.
Yes. In fact, we were just saying, I almost called today. It was like,
I'll go to the river.
I'm going to the river. Yeah.
So, like, when do you officially stop going to the river? Like, for the season or the year?
Like October-ish.
Oh, wow.
October, the water starts to get cold, and it's not as much fun.
Okay.
I mean, I have 4 more trips planned.
Including this one?
No, yeah,
Okay.
including this one. So I'm going this weekend, and then I'm going next weekend, and then I'm home and then I'm going back the weekend of like October 11th, I think it is, and then I'm going up there Halloween weekend.
Halloween weekend, wow.
Because there's a bunch of people that I, you know, have met that they have places out there too, and they go out there for Halloween weekend, which I would have never thought about doing.
Right. Must be a big old party.
But that's what they were saying. It's a fun little party. You know, not as many people go out to hang out in the river.
Right.
But you know, they take the boats out, and you know, you can still do all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I think that'll be a fun. And then that will be my last
for the season.
Yes.
And then you start going back again around my birthday.
What, April-ish?
March.
I start going back to April.
April.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll leave the jet ski out until then, and then I'll bring the jet ski back.
Got it.
October, and
That sounds
get it all cleaned up and maintained. And yeah. And my big debate is I can't decide if I want to sell my jet ski and get like a little jet boat now.
right. I remember you talking about that.
Because I think a jet boat would be practical.
Because then you can have more people.
More people and do it kind of thing. But my jet ski is really fun. Really fun.
Can you not have both?
No.
No.
Well, it's kind of counterproductive. Why would I have both?
Because the jet ski is so fun.
Right. It's like a little 2-seater convertible. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot you can get away with having a 2-seater. You're like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't take all this shit out there. Bye.
Bye.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but it's good enough that, you know, if I want to, you know, take my little umbrella and my chair on my little ice cooler, you know, I know how it's all going to sit on my jet ski, and boom, bye-bye.
You're out there.
Yeah.
So you jet ski out to like what? A platform?
Out to a sandbar.
To a sandbar. Got it.
And then we set up camp. And then we just
I still have yet to go.
sit on the. You want to go? I'm leaving tonight.
Yeah. Can't go tonight, unfortunately. But
I'm going next weekend.
Thank you for the invitation. Oh, next weekend. What is next weekend? Is it a holiday?
No, it's like the 13th. I don't go out there on holiday weekends.
Ah.
Yeah. Did I tell you the story about the guy that, speaking of the river? No, I don't think we've been. No. The guy that I got my makeup from, have I told you the story?
I don't think so.
Well, this guy where I get my makeup from, I don't want to mention where because if people find it, then, you know, because it's...
Then his prices will go up.
No, because, you know, the whole little story. So, he's a very cute guy, and I always thought that he was gay. I just, like, assumed, really. Other than he would talk a lot that I guess I just interpreted as code. You know, like he'd be like, we went to Palm Springs this weekend, or we did this.
Oh, like, so you were thinking him and his husband? Or
yeah, so
okay.
I'm thinking, you know, he's coupled up, or, you know, not that I was interested in him like that. Although he is cute. I mean, he is very cute. So, I was in there a while ago, and then we were talking about something, and then he mentioned something about his kids, and I'm like, and I know I had that look like, I'm not computing this, and I'm like, kids, and I'm like, oh, you guys have kids? And he goes, oh no, I'm single. He goes, my ex-wife, and blah, 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 this and that, and I'm like, and then something, and then he kind of looks at me and he goes, I'm straight. And I'm like,
Did he look at you with a smile on his face?
yeah. So he's like, it happens all the time, blah, 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 but I'm straight. And I'm like, okay, I guess I just assumed, not that it really mattered, you know, and so we kind of, you know, we joked about it.
Right.
So then I was in the store getting my makeup and a couple other little things, and he says something to me about, he was going to the river. And I'm like, what, river? And he looks at me and he goes, oh, you wouldn't know because I'm going out to Fisher's, you know, like Martinez. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, oh my God, where do you stay? You know, like, you have a place out there? And he's like, no, we just went places. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a place out there. And he's like, and then he did that.
Like,
you know, like,
really?
Yeah. So he kind of looked at me and I told him where my place was. And come to find out, like 9 years ago, him and a bunch of his friends all rented our trailer when they were all out there. It's like a small world. So he's been in my trailer. Yeah. I'm like, do you sleep in my bed?
Well,
anyway, so he didn't.
So now you're getting a discount on your makeup?
Well, he gives me a discount anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, he's very good. So then so when we were done talking, I was getting ready to leave, and he's like, oh, by the way, we're even. And I'm like, and he goes, gay, river rat. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, so it was really cute. So
You should get a t-shirt made, River Rat.
yeah, so we joke about it. It's very funny.
Maybe you can sew one on your on your new, I shouldn't say new, on your sewing machine.
Yes.
I should have you make me some t-shirts then.
I could. Yeah.
I don't want the t-shirts to look like curtains though.
Well, my dresses haven't looked like curtains.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, the river.
The river has been you. The river, and I know you've been doing lips.
And when I'm in town, I've been at lips.
Working.
Cutting hair so I can go to the river.
So you can go to the river. So you can pay for your gas to go to the river. And the hole's going good?
The hole is starting to slow down. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do with that too. Mm-hmm. I might take a little hiatus, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Sometimes that's good. Yeah. Then it comes back fresh a little.
Christina's birthday, we just celebrated that.
Mm-hmm.
She was a drunk mess.
So I heard.
You weren't there.
No, I was not.
To be there.
I was, yes.
In fact, you were supposed to be there for Christina's birthday. You were a no-show. And you were supposed to be at the hall on that Saturday night for the Bears underwear contest.
No.
You were hashtag failure for that too.
Yeah.
And
It was not an amazing weekend for me, Labor Day weekend.
Why?
I was just not feeling amazing.
You seemed to make it out to the pool party and strip your clothes off and run around
I
naked.
did finally on Monday when I was feeling a little bit better. Yeah.
Well, I told everyone it's because there were no men. And that's why you weren't going to do
Oh, well, there were plenty of men at the hall from what I heard.
The hall was for the Bear.
Yeah.
It was packed.
And didn't John, our favorite little John Balnick, didn't
Yes,
he
he
enter?
did. And he tied.
And he tied. Oh, for the winner.
The winner, yeah. Him and Kid.
He's dreamy. You know,
And his husband Mike was there to cheer him on. It was very fun. It was a fun night.
I know. Lovely. Well, we should probably take a break because we've been talking for 15 minutes now.
All right.
And apparently that's how we do this show, because I think I forgot. And we'll come back and maybe I'll share a little bit about what I've been doing. Not that you care, but we'll see. All right, we'll be right
I'm
back.
sure somebody cares.
We're back. And the volume on the speakers seems to be creeping up louder. I don't know how to adjust those speakers over there, but
I thought it was going lower, but
no, when we got here earlier today, it was very loud. And so I had mentioned that they're getting ready to do a little bit of some remodeling here at
Yes.
Moe's, so it's going to be all brand new pretty soon. And I had asked if it was going to affect us doing the show, and they said no. Although it is going to affect our ability to be able to turn those bitches on. So
turn what on?
turn our fabulous swamp coolers
Well, then
on.
that directly affects the show.
The show.
Because it directly affects me.
I know, God forbid you get a hot flash, which is why, you know, depending on when they actually shut them off, we might have to
We will be on hiatus.
while we shop for online for fans.
Maybe I will be at the river. Yeah. The river's going to be cold this weekend, too. You know, there's that storm moving in.
But here is
High is only supposed to get to 101.
oh my God, chilly.
I'm going to take my wrap.
Sweltering, which means here it's going to be lovely and humid. It's been an
Yes.
exceptionally hot summer here.
And we haven't even got to our hot time.
To our hot month, exactly, which is, you know, this month and next month.
Yeah. And then I'm going to be on vacay. We're going to be back on a summer hiatus.
Yeah.
Clearly they forgot about our shots.
Yeah, they did forget about our 5 o'clock shots. See, that's what happens when we're away for so long.
He's just sitting there paying attention.
So I did actually, speaking of John
Did you
Balnick,
get the rhubarb pie from Jay's mother, by the way?
I did actually, and in fact, I got 2 pieces because he brought over pieces for Donald and our friend Quillen, who is staying with us, and me. And Quillen doesn't really like the rhubarb pie, so I got his too.
No, that's not true. And do you know how I know that's not true?
How?
Because I had the pies in my refrigerator for 2 days. Jay didn't want his last piece.
Oh, is that what it was? Well, whatever. He told us that he brought it over for Quillen, so.
Big fat liar.
Big fat liar. Anyways, I had 2 pieces, and it was very good.
They were delicious.
They were delicious.
He almost forgot all of them.
You didn't even eat yours.
No, I did not.
Why, you don't like rhubarb either?
No, no.
Lame. I love strawberry rhubarb. So good. Had it with
Like,
a little.
he's gonna try throwing under the bus, but I think he needs to be careful about throwing under the bus that night.
Whatever. We got them.
Me and Jay actually spent a lot of time together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. People would have thought we were dating again.
Probably. Well, that's good. You guys needed to reconnect.
We were talking about our past dating.
Were you giving him advice on his current relationship?
No. No, we were talking about we were at a party and we were talking about how I saved him from his stalker, and that how then everyone is just instantly we were dating, and how people would start texting me whatever he was doing, and he never believed that happened until it did.
And you showed it to him.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because they thought I was cheating on you.
Yeah, they thought he was cheating on me.
I never got any of those texts. Clearly nobody cares if you cheat on me.
Oh no, I got all the texts on what you were doing too.
Well, no,
I
but
still get texts on what you're doing, and I'm like, I don't care. I mean, not that I cared what Jay was doing before either, but I still got texts on him.
God forbid he ever go to the bathhouse.
Oh, girl. That would be a news alert. That would be breaking news.
Breaking news on
My
El
phone
Bounty
might
Weekly.
blow up. So what did you do while we were gone? You went to P-Town or Provincetown?
Yeah, I did go to Provincetown. Speaking of John Balnick, I got to hang out with John.
Yes, I saw pictures. And
When we were in Provincetown. Provincetown this year was
I heard you were a little
amazing.
friendly.
I was very friendly. The year that I decided to be very friendly.
Well, I heard you were.
I was. And of course, I got to hang out with Joe a lot. Joe and I spent quite a bit of time together. I got to hang out with Brian Sims, so that was awesome. And got to meet quite a few people from all over, particularly in the Northwest, that watch this show, interestingly enough.
I was watching you in the mirror. Like those bathhouse days, Chris, remember?
Oh, bathhouse days. Shh, we don't say that on the show.
You just said it!
What? About Joe, not about Chris.
Oh.
Chris is an upstanding Christian businessman. Jewish Christian businessman. Anyway, P-Town was great. I had a fantastic time. We had a great time in Boston, and then we came back, and it's been quite an interesting summer. It's been an interesting summer for me, working at the center, and unfortunately having so many people who I work with on a weekly basis who have passed. And one of the reasons that we were here last week together was the celebration of life for Doug.
Toast to Doug.
Toast to Doug.
And we toasted.
Yeah, we did. Woo, girl, shit. We toasted quite a bit. But it was nice. It was nice to see his family here and all the friends and everybody. It was very, very nice. And then producer Kurt, or emeritus or whatever the fuck he is, said that they're doing a scholarship for him for the Imperial Court, which is awesome.
He also said that if I raise $2,000.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about this because I want some clarification.
Oh.
Was it? I thought it was 6,000.
No.
No.
2,000.
2,000.
And then Summer Meadows would come out of retirement.
Okay, got it.
For that event.
For the scholarship thing.
How much were people going to keep buying?
Well, she didn't say how much. She didn't say.
Right.
But
That was
we
the
could do
thing.
it for the scholarship.
Correct.
That's fine.
But you said you could have 2 people there in 2 minutes.
Well, no, what she said was I could just make a phone call and get. And I'm like, well, yes.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't part of it. And then she wanted to renegotiate.
Right.
And I said, no, that wasn't part of the deal. Is I can't help it if I can make phone calls and raise money. Okay.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Come on, Summer. Dust up those wigs.
So I might have to, I might have to do a little benefit for the scholarship fund, and
That would be
Summer Meadows will
awesome.
be there to perform.
To perform. Several performances, actually. Was it one performance for every 2,000?
would be enough.
Yeah, probably.
Really?
That would be all we'd need.
Yeah.
And please don't let it be the Pamela Anderson one.
No, but I would want it to be a really long song.
Something from Celine.
Yeah, like maybe
Oh my God.
be like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of my summer.
So we went to, speaking of Doug, who we missed,
We do miss very much. He would usually be sitting right there.
sitting right there, Jay and myself went to his memorial.
Right. Yep.
That's Saturday before. Sunday,
It was the Saturday before last Thursday. Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it was very interesting. Because, you're going to get all excited when I'm talking about this. So it was very interesting because we got there and Stephen Whitburn was sitting there. And so I went and sat next to Stephen Whitburn and, Jay was sitting next to me. And I look across, it's like kind of a circular
Like
horseshoe.
a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I look across and sitting like across from us, same aisle, just, on the opposite end, was Nicole sitting with Todd Gloria. And so I, looked at Steve and I'm like, do you notice anything? And he kind of looks around for a minute and he goes, oh my God, I'm loving this right now. I'm just loving this. I'm just loving it. Because Stephen is the executive director of Pride now. So
Correct, yes.
I know that people were loving that I was sitting there with the executive director of Pride.
As much as your love for Pride has been shown on the show over the years.
Yes, but I will tell you that, have we done a show since Pride?
No.
Oh, I actually stayed in town for Pride this year.
Well, I was going to continue my thing with that event at Jim Urbina's house, but whatever.
What is going to be at Jim Urbina?
So we got back the Sunday that Jim Urbina, who used to have the fabulous pool parties every year, did it another pool party that was for the Youth Housing Project in partnership with Joe Whitaker at his beautiful house over there in Marston Hills.
Right,
which is the first party that he's had in a very, very long time. Very well attended. They raised about $9,000 for the Youth Housing Project here. And it was great to see all of the people that were there. People came down from LA to come to that event. So and talk about food. Chris Walsh did all the food.
I love you.
Girl, you we would never have seen you because you would have been at the food. And that house, it looks like, if anybody has ever watched Dynasty, that backyard, that's exactly what
the backyard
it looks like.
Yeah,
It was really, really fun.
With that house. Yeah.
And I got to hang out with Mick because he was doing his little Dirty Tony's thing at the old Gossip Girl
I
space.
worked there for him that weekend.
Oh, well, see, we didn't get back until the Sunday of Pride.
So I worked for Mick at the Dirty Tony's on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
I really had a great time.
I was working the door, girl.
I had a great
working
time.
the door. I had a great time working the door. Could be a new career choice for me. Yeah, I had fun. It was a lot of fun.
Ushering people in. Yeah, he had some hot boys there and good drinks, and it was cheap. It was good.
It was fun.
So,
Yeah, I stayed in town for Pride this year for the first time.
Did you go to Pride at all?
I went to, well, it's kind of a gray area. There's some gray matter all up in there. I went and met some friends, and we were going to go to the parade, but really we created our own bar parade.
Okay.
So I went and met some friends. There was like 12 or 15 of us in the morning for breakfast, and then we, went down and we stopped by Pax, and then over by the Alibi. We had a great time at the Alibi. So I got to see the start of the parade, the walking, into the Alibi. And then when we left the Alibi, I got to see some of the parade as I was going into the Morrow Club, which used to be the old room. And that was fun. We stayed there for a while. And then I got to see some of the parade as we went from there down to Rich's. And then Rich's was off the wall. I mean, just
of course.
Crazy.
Right.
And then I got to see some of the parade as I walked from Rich's into Flick's. And not very much of the parade because there's right there.
Right.
And the parade moved slow. I couldn't believe how long the parade was. I mean, every time I walked out of a bar...
Was it some shit like 4 hours or some
the
shit?
parade was still going on. I was like,
if this is not the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah, it was long. And then I got to see a little bit more of the parade as I went up to my friend Zeke's house for his little party. And then I got to see some of the parade from his house, from the living room, as I was pouring drinks. And then the parade ended as I was leaving Zeke's And you know, like everyone walks behind it, you know. So I got in that little crowd of people over to number 1 Fifth Avenue. And then from number 1 Fifth Avenue, I went over to the Brass Rail, down to the Loft, our gang, Moe's. Thank God I know people here. And that's all I have to say. The line was crazy, and I walked by. You know, I don't really like. I wasn't dressed up, so really, when I'm not dressed up, I really don't try to, you know. And as I was walking by, they're like, "Get in here," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I have 8 people with me."
I have 8 people with me.
You know what I'm saying? And they're like, "All right," and you know, so they let us in, which was. It was very, very, very sweet. Very, very, very sweet. And we did not stay very long because it was insanely fun, but insanely packed. And I don't like, you know, I don't like that.
Right.
So we left here, and then I went over to Martini's, where it was also crazy. And by then I lost my group was gone. I ended up by myself.
So they just trickled away.
Yeah, they just kind of were falling off, like, you know. And then I laughed, and I'm like, oh, I should go home. I have been drinking for 9 hours.
So you kind of did enjoy Pride.
I did. It was like an old Pride, you know, like an old Pride. Then I went over to, I ended up at the Red Wing. And from the Red Wing over to the Brass Rail, and the Brass Rail over to Cheers. And by the time I got to Cheers, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I went like this on my drink. I'm like, I'm sorry, 7 I can't drink anymore. I cannot drink another sip.
Wow.
And so,
so you didn't make it to the festival, actually.
no, I made it home. That was it. Yeah, but it was a great time. And then after that, I had lunch. I got a lovely phone call and a little note, and I had lunch with Fernando from Pride.
Oh.
And we had a lovely conversation about Pride and what they're doing different and what I don't care about it, and it was really cool. And then I got a lovely follow-up thing from them, and
so hence the sitting with Stephen Whitburn.
And me and Stephen are going to get together and go and have lunch and talk about things. So,
Well,
not that I'm so happy with them.
not that you're so happy with them.
Yeah, I am happier. But yeah, there were still some.
Did you voice your concerns over the lack of the way that things were handled prior to Steve? When we were there? I was going to say, I would like to be a fly on that wall.
It was not less bad. This was. Let's talk. Yeah, it was good, but they were both both of them are super receptive, and I think that they're both, they're doing very good.
Fabulous. I love
Yeah,
it.
so it's good. And I wouldn't be surprised if we end up having them on the show to talk.
That would be very interesting, I think.
It would be.
I think a lot of people wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
So, how lovely. And so when you were at Doug's thing, and Todd and Nicole saw you with Steven,
Yes.
what happened?
Nothing. Well, the service was going on.
Did Todd come over and say hello to you?
No. Nicole actually did. It's only 2 times that I can remember that Nicole coming up to me. The first time was to tell me to fuck off and die. And that was at a ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, she meant it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see little daggers in her eyes. And then this time to come over and actually say hello and have a lovely. And we actually had a lovely little chat. It was really nice to see her. But
Good.
So, yeah. No, Todd was.
No.
In fact, I didn't see him after.
He saw you and
Yeah.
He saw you and just...
Yeah, he was gone.
He's like, that bitch is going to bring out her iPad and start going down the task list.
Yeah. So, yeah. Poor thing. And poor Todd, he's living on $51 this week for the minimum wage,
Oh, is this a new challenge thing?
Yeah, because he's trying to raise the minimum wage.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to get all political on our first show back.
You want to wait to get political until after the break?
Yeah, no, we're not going to get political at all. I'm just saying that I agree with what everyone is saying about, this is a great publicity stunt now that Todd doesn't have the mayor's office. you know, he's not taking into account, you know, I think a lot of stuff that he needs to take into account for the minimum wage. But what I think is interesting is everyone is also, you know, because they started that yesterday or day, I can't remember. And all of the businesses, and, you know, because, you know, I've always said, for every action is a consequence. And so all of the businesses that are not supporting the minimum wage and trying to show what it's going to cost them, you know what I'm saying? They have all, and the day that Todd said he was going to live on $51 for the week, they all said, we're starting our surcharge and going to put on the bill what it will cost you.
Oh, I've been seeing like restaurant receipts and stuff.
So what they're doing is they're putting on there and be like, right now you're paying this. If the minimum wage goes up, it's going to be 44% more. This is what your bill will be if it passes.
The one that I saw wasn't quite to that level. It was like a surcharge. Minimum wage surcharge is what they call it.
Well, they're doing that too.
And it was like 35 cents, but it was only on like a $12 or something,
right.
But whatever.
But it will go up 40,
right.
44, and so the people are starting to point out. All I have to say on it.
That's all you have to say on it. Well, girl, you know, you don't make minimum wage. You charge $1 million for a haircut.
Actually,
you get what you pay for. This is
that's
true.
actually not true. And I was just having this conversation about what I get paid, and you know, and what you know, the worth of, you know, when I have not raised my prices in about 4 years.
Wow.
In fact,
and you've even moved salons.
And I've even moved salons. In fact, in some cases, some of my clients that I've been with for a very long time, if they were going through situations, I've lowered my price for them to keep them. Because to me, I would rather keep the clients, you know, the whole
for the long period
kind of thing.
Right.
If I get new clients, I was for a while going to charge them, you know, a higher price. But then I'm like, oh my God, that's just way too much, you know, work for me.
Right.
So my prices, you know, relatively, you know, like if you look at, I mean, so like for a woman's haircut, I'm still charging $45, where the going rate is, you know, $75 and $80.
Right. Okay.
Now they're no better than me, but I know that my friends that are charging that have lost a lot of clients, where I have not lost that many clients.
That level of clients, right?
You know, so no, you know, I haven't. You know, I mean, the majority of my clients who are teachers, so I take into account that they haven't been getting raises.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think you've got to know kind of what you're doing, and I think that that's a problem. Even though we're not getting political, that's, you know, the problem with this. Minimum wage taxes. It's expensive to live here, and it's crazy expensive to do business here. And I don't think that that's what people are understanding. It is crazy expensive to do business.
Only needs to look at the rents of storefronts in, say, Hillcrest.
Yeah.
To understand what that's like.
Right.
I mean, when I found out what a couple of my new clients are paying for the space that they're renting now, right in the hub of Hillcrest, I was blown away.
Crazy.
It is insane.
And people aren't seeing that. People are seeing that they want, you know, people want to be able to afford their rents and blah, 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 and do all of that stuff. And that is, you know, that's kind. And people, you know, should be able to afford their rent. However, we need to, and this is all I'm going to say, and I do not want to get political, but I'm going to. If people lived within their means again, then we wouldn't have this problem. When my mom was a single parent with 2 kids and a job that wasn't paying very well, she lived within her means. She did what she needed to do to make sure that we were fed. You know, does that mean she could have extras? Absolutely not. And then she worked her way up to where she is now.
Right.
And, you know, can spoil us sometimes. But no.
Most people call that budgeting.
Yeah. The best commercial right now, which I wish they would just change it around a little bit. I don't even know what commercial it's for. It's for, God, now I want to find the commercial. you know, where everything is bigger. It's a guy with a big 90-inch TV, and then he's showing like the big cookie and the milk.
Is it here in San Diego?
Yeah, it's a TV commercial. And I don't know what it's for. I want to say it's for one of the cell phone,
Right.
you know. But I'm like, why are people not getting? That's what people are doing. Everyone wants bigger, more, and the worst part about it is everyone's entitled to it.
Right.
No, you're not entitled to it. When some sorry-ass kids, you know, that are self-entitled and their parents are paying for everything, get a fucking job like I did at a fast food place to have some spending money, then we're going to talk. Because that's what those places are for.
Right.
They are called entry-level positions. You do that, you get a little education, you get a little experience, and you move up the ladder. All right.
And scene. And grand. All right, we got to take another break. And we'll be right
On
back.
that note, we'll be right back.
We're back. We still have had no shots. And now at this point it's moot. Because it's
Well, Jay is getting
5:36
back in the
shots.
swing
Yeah.
of being a producer again.
he did change out the batteries and all the mic packs.
Takes him a little while. Hey, look at how long it took him to get this far.
Well, hopefully in the next couple of weeks we'll have some new mics and some new lights. So
All right.
that'll
So we
be
talk
nice.
about television?
Yes.
Okay.
If it's gonna be Big Brother.
Well, we are going to talk about Big Brother,
Okay.
of course.
Finally. It's my favorite thing to talk with you about.
Well, like,
Even though we talked about it on Monday with Bergie.
yes, and when I got here, you were like, oh no, I didn't watch it last night, so don't talk about it. I'm like, well then, bitch, spoiler alert, you're screwed.
Well, clearly. Thank God tonight is double eviction, right?
Double eviction. I know. So, my prediction is, I think, well, you know, from where it all stands, I think unfortunately Nicole's going to get kicked out first. And then I think they're going to go after Frankie.
Frankie.
That's who I think I want out next.
Which at this point in the game, and with everything that's come out about him, I would not be disappointed to see him go either.
I wouldn't either.
His game has just been so
Oh, over the place.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of game is he playing? I'm not
don't know.
quite sure.
Is this the farthest that any gay person has gotten on the show?
No, a gay person won last season.
Who won last season?
The little gay dude.
I thought, no.
Yeah.
I thought Rachel won last year.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about the All Stars season. The one that wasn't the All Stars.
I didn't think that a gay person had won.
Yeah. He won. It was a he.
Well, I'm gonna have to research that.
I know. If I had my iPad in front of me, I would look that up.
Oh, I don't know.
Please hold. And anyway, so Big Brother,
right in front of you.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, I took it away
And
because
Survivor's coming back on, and we convinced you. I thought that we convinced you on
last
Monday
season, yes,
to watch it because they're doing
when we were talking.
they're doing Blood versus Water again, which oh my god, I just love. You know, because it's like family and wives and stuff like that.
Right.
Oh my god, I just can't wait.
And when does that come back?
The 20. It's like Thursday, the 25th. I don't know my calendar. Yeah. You're thinking about Ian Terry. Ian was not gay.
No, I'm thinking of Andy, and he was gay.
Oh, he was gay. Yeah,
Yep.
he was.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that many
Yeah,
seasons ago.
that was like, yeah,
Yeah.
4 seasons ago. Yeah,
So yeah, Andy Herring.
he's a television personality.
Oh, lovely.
I wonder what he's doing now.
Eddie McGee. of
Yeah.
the American version. It was the winner of the first season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Entire.
So I'm totally watching. I'm totally getting ready for Survivor because it's going to be good again.
Yeah.
And Amazing Race is starting. Amazing Race is moving to Fridays. So
Oh, that's purgatory.
now I have Thursday Survivor, Friday The Amazing Race.
Yeah, but Friday is kind of purgatory.
Why?
It always has been. I mean, religiously with television shows, once they move to Friday, that's like...
It's just won the Emmy again. It's the most.
Well, I know, but how many
It's the second
fucking
highest
times
rating.
can they win the Emmy?
Well,
and
first
before
off,
everybody's like...
who watches television when it's actually on anymore?
Nobody. That's true.
Yeah. So I don't think that I don't think that it matters where they put a show anymore.
The
Everyone
last-
records it or watches it online.
The last show that was moved to Friday nights that got killed was Ugly Betty.
Was what?
Ugly Betty. It moved to Friday nights and that killed it.
Well, Ugly Betty kind of ran its course.
Well,
when
yeah.
it did. So I mean, Amazing Race, I don't think has run its course. Yeah. And then they have the new Shonda Rhimes show coming out. How to Get Away with
Murder.
I should probably.
And that's, what's her name? Viola Davis, right?
Yes.
I love her. Love
Well,
her.
and Shonda Rhimes, like that show is going to be a huge success. Yeah, so that's going to be good. I can't wait for that show.
And you're still watching everything on your little HD antenna, yeah?
Yeah, so yeah. Well, no, I watch some stuff on antenna, but most of the stuff I watch
Online.
Yeah, you know, because now I'm signed up on all of the networks thing, like CBS. CBS is getting really good. With CBS now, when you watch stuff, you get points.
Oh.
And then and I've said this before, and I'm leaning more and more towards it, is I think, and especially now that they have that new legislation they're trying to pass, that it will be no free airway, antenna stuff, signal, they'll have to do the thing, which I believe is a monopoly, and I hope it doesn't go through, because I think that they should have something free. But the websites now, you can sign in, like I go to CBS, and that's where I watch, Big Brother, and all of that. I go right to their website, and then you accumulate points for watching stuff, and then now what they've started, I don't know, a couple months ago, is you can buy things, you can use your points for different things. So like for the Big Brother, if I wanted to, I have enough points that I could have turned that, exchange the points to get the live feeds.
The live feeds, okay.
Or, to do other things. So I'm just accumulating points. I have like a load of points now. And a bunch of the networks are starting to do that whole point system.
Right.
So I think I really do believe that's where people are going.
Well, we've talked about that on the show a couple of times. I would love to be able to go to that type of a entertainment system, like how we have HBO Go. And
I think that's what they're going to do.
I would love to be able to just pay for those things that I want.
Well, and what I think they might do is, like on the Apple TV and what's the other one? Roku. Mm-hmm. I think that those are because the networks are starting to put stuff on there. So like ABC News is now on iTunes, so you can even watch the local news on your on your Apple TV. Which you couldn't do that before.
Correct.
Now you can go to their app. So I think that a lot of networks are going to start going to that type of.
Which I'm all for.
I am too.
And the one thing that I do love about some of those networks is that you actually get them before they actually air.
Yes.
Like a week before, some of them.
Yeah, it's good.
Love that.
It used to be like you'd have to wait a day or, like 2 days or whatever.
Right.
But like now, CBS, which for a long time, which I thought was the worst, to go to, now I think that they're the best. Because now, as soon as they show the show on the East Coast, they upload it.
Right.
So I can watch something.
Like 3 hours ahead of time.
Yeah. Well, 2 hours ahead of time.
2 hours.
Because they upload it right after it airs there, which is 3 hours, so I can watch,
Right.
It's good.
Love it.
Yeah. And the NFL
all for
Network.
him.
Now you can sign into the NFL Network and watch the games there. Which is another thing you get points for.
Well, and NFL now actually has a channel on
on
Apple TV,
Yeah.
which Donald loves. The tennis.
Yeah.
Some other ridiculous sport that I don't watch.
Well, and football starts tonight.
Yes.
Well, it's the first Thursday night football tonight, and then Sunday is the big opening.
The big
and then
first Sunday night
Monday will be
opening.
the first Monday night football. Ooh,
Speaking of football,
I'm crazy.
are you you've been following the Michael Sam, any of that? sort of
Yes,
stuff?
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think? How do you think he is going to do with the Cowboys?
I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be interesting. I love watching everyone's reaction, to
Right.
all of that. And some people are just so incredibly stupid that I
Yeah.
just want to be like, you really realize that you're stupid? And that I love the guy who was like, oh, see, the Rams are being they're being discriminatory because they literally lost the team. I'm like, no, every team is getting rid of at least 30 players.
Right. So
They're just letting them go because he didn't qualify. He wasn't what the Rams.
Well, and didn't the Rams already have their defensive end locked
Yeah.
in? Right.
And he did really good, and that's why the Cowboys picked him up. Yeah, it's going to be good.
And so he's practice squad with Cowboys, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't be elevated to the actual playing team.
Right, absolutely.
Do you? Some people had speculated that he might come to the Chargers. Do you think that would happen?
No, not right now.
No?
We don't need him, for one.
Oh, okay.
And, we're cutting players, too. Yeah, so no. Everyone right now is cutting players.
Got it.
That's, well, they had to cut him last Sunday was their cutoff day.
Sunday
so,
was
yeah.
the cutoff day. Got it.
Yeah, so everyone's cutting. And everyone, the ones that they like, they're cutting them and then they're signing them to their practice so that they can bring them up later.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Everybody said, well, one thing that everybody said about the Cowboys is that they'll do anything for publicity. Do you think it was for publicity?
No, not at all.
No.
Because they could have said that about the Chargers when we got Teo.
Oh, Manti?
Yeah. They said that for the Rams when they were picking up the Rams. It's everyone else, really. And I think it was Michael Strahan on one of his, he's on every show. He's like, Seacrest.
Right?
He's like a straight Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, God. Oh, here comes the hate mail.
He said kind of the same thing. That, everyone else is making a much bigger deal about,
The whole Michael Sam thing.
Yeah.
Poor dude just wants to play football.
Yeah, and then I think once a year, once all of this gets going, the season gets going, they aren't going to care that he's gay. Even the people with the Rams that they question, and ESPN got like crazed attacked when they did that whole
About his shower.
about his showering.
Showering?
They're like, we aren't asking anybody else or asking any other shower rituals for anybody else, and you're gonna go on this? Now, are you becoming Fox? Oh my God, ESPN got.
They did. They got railed. Yeah.
Now, to me, I'm like, okay, now there are some grown-up people that are saying we don't care, and the people that are coming up, they're like, why aren't you talking about other football players that are kissing the ones that they love? And
Right.
so I think it's cool.
Or beating their wives.
Yeah, I don't think people care. I just don't.
It's football.
Yeah, you're only gonna care until he fucking knocks your ass out, and then you can
Right.
be a little,
Then there's going to be the tweet of the week.
Well, and Teo said that too. He's like, it's only gonna take me knocking you out one time. Like when I come after your ass, you're gonna realize, I had to say girlfriend, but your ass is gonna be around.
Right? That ain't going to be too fake.
Speaking of football, what do you think about Theo's family not wanting to join the class?
Oh, yeah.
Them on their own.
Well, that I thought was very, very interesting.
I think that's very, very stupid of them.
Yeah. Well,
Because I think what's gonna come out, because I have friends.
isn't it 70-something or 50? It's 50 or 70.
Yeah, they won.
Whatever.
They won $4 million. No, they won. I don't know how much money they won.
No, I mean however many other people are in the class
No, yeah,
the
it's a lot.
Yeah.
But they want to be selfish. And I think what's going to come out is it's going to show how greedy his family is,
Right.
and how much they that the depression was not about. Sure, it may have contributed, but his family, what he was paying in alimony, what he was paying in child support,
How he was supporting his family
how
through
he was
his
supporting
businesses.
yes, and how they were milking the businesses dry because their house was going to close on its own. You know what I'm saying? So that's all going to come out, and all of those people are going to look greedy, and it's that was stupid of the say, oh, family.
Yeah, when I posted that, I was like, ooh, well, here goes you guys getting nothing.
But let me tell you, that is a courtroom I'd like to go sit in and watch all of their dirty laundry.
Well, I'm just saying, speaking of courtrooms, there's been some interesting developments in a case here in San Diego that has gotten national headlines about this Thomas Guerra, who apparently has intentionally been infecting ex-partners or partners or what have you with HIV, and there are all these text messages that have been given to the news media and stuff like that. And I find it quite interesting how differently some of the media, particularly the gay versus the mainstream media, are reporting about it. It's whole hyper-sensationalized, particularly on like the Channel 10s and the NBCs, and I think it's really interesting that we still have no idea who the accuser is, or allegedly don't have any idea.
Well, trying to figure out how much hate mail I want to get.
Go for it. We're freshly back. You're going to the river. What do you care?
I think that there's a reason that he's only being charged with one misdemeanor case, even though supposedly there are many, many other cases. I think that it's a slippery slope for the DA to do it, and I doubt seriously that it will go very far. And I say that because sex is between two people, and you have to be responsible. And you have to be responsible. And when we are in this day and age, and AIDS has been around as long as it's been around,
30-ish years.
You know how you can get it. You know if you have unprotected sex, there is a chance that you're going to get it. Now, if somebody asks and you say no, and that's what they're going on, because they asked him if he said it, and he said no, and then they're like, oh, all right, well, you can fuck me bare anyway, because I trust you. People don't trust anyone except for when it comes to sex, which is mind-boggling to me. Because if I went up to you and I said, you give me all of the cash that you have in your wallet, I'll bring it right back to you. I'm just going to go out to my car.
With interest.
Now, trust me, I'll bring it all back to you. Are you going to give me all of the cash in your wallet?
No, I am not going to.
Because you don't trust me. But if I come to you and I go, I want to fuck you without a condom, and I'm negative, you're going to believe that.
Well, I'm not, but...
But these people are.
Correct, yeah.
So, you had sex with someone, you can't trust what they say. No one should trust what anybody says. And you have to make the decision. Yes, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
If you don't want to run the risk of getting infected, then you take precautions.
Right.
There should be no consequence to that person that said, I don't have it, and they actually do it and know that. There should be zero consequence to that person.
Well, what about the people that do have it and how they have been ridiculed because they have it. So you have all of the people, we've created a society that if you say that you have HIV, you're shunned. So no one, I don't want to say no one, very few people are going to run around that actually have it and are going to say that they have it. Is it even okay? It's not okay that the guy that he fucked trusted him and let him fuck him anyways and then cried because he got it. He was just as responsible.
It's the
as the other
culpability.
guy. Just as responsible. So he should go to. So should he go to jail too for being stupid?
No, because what's a crime, the other's not.
What's the crime? The crime is he didn't believe him and that he got it.
Right. And the other
Now,
one
if he-
lied and said he did not have it.
Lying is not a crime. Lying is not a crime. If lying was a crime, everyone would be in jail because everyone
That's
lies. So lying is not a crime.
If I lie to you and give you a life for 10 miles,
But there's culpability on both parties. That's the biggest problem that I
Slippery
have.
slope that he has is if they do this,
Then they have criminalized HIV, period.
we're at 60 minutes.
We're at 60 minutes. You are right. There is a reason why the DA has kicked it back twice.
right?
Not once, but twice.
Right.
So there are certainly things that we as the public don't know about it yet.
Right.
And why it has only been charged with a single misdemeanor offense.
Right.
Because apparently there's all this alleged evidence that for some reason the DA is not
Right. No,
taking.
I agree. And I
But
think that
do I think that it is disgusting and deplorable that someone like that would lie about something so significant and
Right.
put someone's health?
that I do think
I think it's
total wrong.
I think it's
I'm
despicable.
not saying that any of it is right, and I'm not
No, right,
I'm not
right.
defending him.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying that I think that if that both people are at blame. It's not like
What if we ask Ebola?
here's my other thing, and this will get you going. It is not as if he raped someone, that he intentionally went out, raped someone to give them the disease. It was not rape. It was a consensual, they both had a say in it. Now, I think that if he went out, and I think that the crime, if he went out and he raped someone to infect them, then that, I think, is much worse, and that really should be punished.
Well, and even for me, notwithstanding the diagnosis of whether it be HIV or Hep C or whatever he could have had, rape is rape.
Right.
So he should have been, regardless of
Right.
the extenuating.
What about all the people I was talking to someone about? We're actually going to have a couple. This is going to be a hot topic for the season. What about the people that are undetectable and going out and having unprotected sex?
Well, I think a lot of that, again, goes back to you are responsible for the choices that you make.
Right. But do you
Sexually.
think that people are saying that I'm positive but I'm undetectable?
Oh, I do. I do think that there are people that are saying
Do you
that.
think that
Sure.
there are people that are undetectable that are saying that they're not?
I think there's truth in that too. Sure.
Yeah.
Because I think that there are a lot of people that don't even know that they're positive.
Right. I think
That are
yeah.
continuing to go out and have that
think
kind of
there's that
sex.
too.
That are
Yeah, I think that is all going on.
I mean, there are deplorable,
And then we have
despicable
and then we
people
have
out
all of
there.
the new drugs that are out there, which
We are going to have some guests on
Right.
in this new season that we're on to talk about PrEP and Truvada and
right. Because I don't understand them.
Right.
So-
and we need to, and we want to be able to share that kind of information with everybody, so they can make the most informed choices.
Yeah.
Wear a condom, take your PrEP, please use clean needles, whatever. The whole goal is to try to eradicate new infections.
Right.
That's the whole goal. Otherwise, the HIV rates continue to rise.
Don't you love how when I do stuff that Jay likes, he totally listens. when I do say something that he totally hates me.
Then you're not responsible. We're at 65 minutes.
We're at 65 minutes, which clearly means it's time to go.
Well, I'm glad we're back and we got Jay all worked up.
All worked up in a frenzy.
You know, it always seems like a successful show to me if I could get either him or you worked up.
You've done your part, now you're off to the river.
Now I'm going to
And we did that with no shots even.
No. I'm a drop of alcohol.
Well, this has been fun. I'm glad we're back. I've missed you. I've missed all of you. I'm sure we'll get some comments and whatnot down below. Make sure you like our Facebook page.
I'll think about this on my drive out to the river.
I would like to put a special call out to those of you who are in San Diego and have not signed up for our AIDS Walk team yet. We need people. There are only 2 people on the team so far. Hint, 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 hint.
Is that you and Jay?
Hint, 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 hint.
Is that you and... I don't know why we start this every year. You know that I'm going to go. I will either sign up that morning or you can sign me up, but I'm not. No. We're every year.
Every
you should
year.
just...
I should just automatically sign you
Yes,
up.
because you know... And you know that I'm not going to be there. You know, I don't participate really with everyone.
Right, because you have things to do, which include the Chargers.
Because it's football season. I walk and I get home before the game
It's on
starts.
Saturday this year, so it's on September 27th, which is a Saturday. So,
All right.
all right. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.